Good morning. Today is July 10th, and yesterday was a pretty interesting day as we had a pretty strong rally at the beginning of the day. We opened with a gap up. We started rallying pretty hard, broke this high from the 7th, tested into the single print, and then we got some very strong sellers, liquidation break. I thought we were gonna keep going lower, but I could see that we were bouncing here at value area high. We tried a couple times, but we failed to hold value here. So then the whole rest of the day, it was kind of like a grinding higher and higher, and we just closed at the top of the range. Now, overnight, we tested throughout value. We're trading inside yesterday's value, which, you know, it generally is kind of choppy as long as we stay inside the previous day's value, the previous day's range. So what I want to look at today is if we stay inside the range, it's likely going to be choppy. Now, if we get above this strong, like I want a strong break, like I mentioned yesterday, volatility coming down, single print, that will be the ideal breakout to get in, to clean the single print and go inside value for this session, in which case I'm going long with a break. Targets are the point of control at 63.24, and then value area high up here at 63.32, and then from there look for continuation above the previous week's high, and then to repair this bullish imbalance, 63.55, that will be my ultimate target. Now, if we break this high from yesterday, and then again, like we keep finding sellers around this area. If you, you know, this session we found sellers. Yesterday we found sellers. This morning we found sellers. So this area is key. If we hold that, if we again attempt to break and then we fail, then I'm going to be looking for a move through value and back inside this area where we likely chop around. Now, if we break the overnight low and yesterday's value area low, then I'm going to be looking for another attempt into enter value for this session from the 8th of July, and then look for a test of the 20-day point of control, which is at 62.71. As I mentioned before, we have some support here between 62.58, 62.62. This is an area where we should see some buyers, and if we lose this area, if we break it to the low side, we could see this move through this pretty quickly. First target 62.45, and then some support here. Some buyers should show up here at the 62.30 low volume node. So this is very similar scenarios as the past few days. Same, you know, we're still in the same area, so levels are very similar. All right. The other option, if we start chopping around, if we're not able to exit value for the previous days, and I see that we start to balance and the profile looks like we're gonna have a balancing day, then the trade would be to fade the edges back to the middle to the point of control. But for that we need at least like an hour or an hour and a half until we have a clear indication of what the day is gonna look like. And Q was a little stronger yesterday at the beginning of the day. Look at how, you know, we opened with that gap, we ripped higher, we broke the weekly high, so we have a new all-time high, and then sold off, then again close above value, and now again we're just trading inside yesterday's value, instead of yesterday's range, I should say, because we're slightly above value area high, so we're trading inside value for this session. So you know, if we break this highs again, then target is 23,186 as long as we hold above this. On the downside, we have some support at 850, and then below that, the 20-day point of control is still at 825. So that's the magnet to the downside. If we're able to move, but you know, like I've been saying, July is still bullish until the third week of July. We're still in a bullish environment. After the third week of July, then things we can start seeing some sellers. Gold almost to the target, the 33.45 that I mentioned. Not much to say there. That's the magnet. And crude, after testing the 200 daily moving average, now is pulling back, and it hit that 67.50 that I mentioned yesterday. So now if we keep moving lower, and if we're able to get below the 67 area, I think we can find more sellers. Actually, 66.60 will be my line in the sand for crude. So you can see a little bit of a low volume node here. So if we lose this, I would look for a move down to 65.50. But you know, so far lost the 200. The 200 is still holding, so it's still resistance. We have a couple auctions today to watch. At 11:30 we have the 4-week, and at 1 p.m. we have the 30-year bond auction, and then we have some Fed speaking at 1:15 and at 2:30 p.m. Tomorrow we don't have much news. So yeah, not much to say about that. Anyway, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.